Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, we have some Choosing Beggar game developers who are looking to hire. They are very strict about the experience needed to work for them, even though they have no experience themselves. Let's jump right in. This post may sound a bit off from the title, but that's what context is for. I'm 19, currently in my second year studying a Bachelor of Music and Technology. Aside from my degree, I have a diploma in music production, an online degree in video game music, and certifications with 2 different game music softwares, Fmod and WWise. I currently make music for a few indie game developers around my city, and have experience in a few different audio industries, mainly events. All this said, I generally know everything a game needs in terms of audio. This is my run-in with a few neckbeards. My friend from a different course told me that a few of his friends were looking for a musician to compose music for a few games and thought maybe I'd be interested. I said sure, I'm always up for more work and need the experience. I gave him my email. A few weeks later, I get an email for an interview. Most people I work for usually just ask for a portfolio and a discussion, not an interview specifically. The email was worded overly formally and using an email address that was obviously personal. More like instructions on when and where, instead of anything appreciative or any discussion. A bit strange, but I'm not one to ask too many questions. On the day of the interview, I pull up at the house with my portfolio. It's a fairly decent house. I knock on the door and out comes a middle-aged woman looking very tired and depressed. I start awkwardly talking with her, asking if I was in the right place, when I hear some guy start to call out as he rushes to the door. He comes up to the front, he pushes past her and invites me in. The entire time she looks blank. Mom issues, lol. He takes me to this back room where there's another 2 guys waiting for us. I can see all of them are relatively pale, early 20s, 2 overweight and 1 very skinny. Not exactly clean looking, but appearances aren't important. There are no seats left, I have to stand. We start talking about ideas and games and all sorts of things. A very unstructured interview, nothing to write home about. Until we get to me, then it goes full roboto mode. I tell them my background, show my portfolio, then he asks me to play one of the games I've worked on. I tell him that I don't have the files on me. You don't have your own projects? Not really. I don't cart around everything I'm involved with, just the music that I work on. That's bad business. How so? How else am I supposed to play what you've worked on? I mean, you're not really supposed to. I didn't make the games. I wouldn't want to set expectations too high for what I'm capable of. He rolls his eyes a bit. And how much experience do you have in this specific industry? Well, in terms of producing, about 3 years. As a musician, maybe 5, in games a year. Goes through my qualifications at the top. Then this interview is over. We're looking for someone with about 3 years proven experience. 3 years? Sorry, you're not up to our standards. I'm not really sure what to say at this point. I'm used to a lot of people asking for help on projects that never materialize, but they're always grateful, trust me, and let me be honest with them when I'm not able to deliver. Just curious, what are your qualifications yourselves? He proceeds to tell me that none of them have any experience, no games made, they just are really passionate about games. One guy is decent at sketches, so he's going to do art, with no idea how any modeling or asset software works. This other guy has done a Lynda course in C++, but still doesn't know how to code for a game. This last guy, the one whose house it is, the creative head, has no team management skills or obviously doesn't know much about what goes into a game and only knows what he knows based on flipping Wikipedia articles. These guys are all neats, and I am the most qualified person in the room. Learning online isn't an issue to me. Plenty of guys I worked with are self-taught, but they've learned using the proper resources, learning the proper things. And they were always just happy to get whatever help they could. I often did work for free, and these people always respected that. This was not that. I politely excused myself and left, but not before they asked me if I knew anyone more qualified. Flipping buttholes. Story 2 shows us a choosing beggar who wants a gift wrapped, but it must meet her high standards. I used to work for an independent family-owned toy store in a fairly affluent area. We did really heavy business on Saturdays because of birthday parties. We had a lot of regulars who would swing by on the way to the party to pick up a toy and take advantage of our free gift wrap service. We offered colorful gender-neutral, fish pattern paper, but no ribbons or bows because it would usually come off when the gift was bagged. We had bows for purchase if the customer wanted one, usually between $1 and $3 per bow. It's a typical Saturday around 11 a.m. and the place is packed. It's a tiny store. We have 2 registers. Both are open, but the line still has about 5 people in it. Everyone's pretty chill though. I'm behind the counter doing the gift wrapping. After a year or so at this job, I'd gotten pretty fast. We wanted good quality on the wrapping, but we wanted to get the line moving just as much, so speed was essential. I don't remember what this older Karen bought, but it was for a baby shower. She has already paid for her item and has stepped aside to wait for me to gift wrap it. The toy was in a box with an open-angled front, I do recall. So not the most even thing to wrap. I do my best. There's no holes, no bright lumps, no tape showing. Just for fun, let's count the number of times I say free. I go to hand it to her and she says, "Where's the girls' paper?" This is the paper we have for our free gift wrap service. During this exchange, another 2 items have appeared on the counter to be wrapped for other customers. It's for a baby shower. I'm annoyed but trying to be polite. "Yes, ma'am. This is our free paper we offer as a courtesy. We have some other options of gift wrap for purchase. If you'd like to buy one of those, I'd be happy to wrap it for you again." Not supposed to do that, but I really was trying to be nice. I'm not standing in that line again. Another employee has begun wrapping the other gifts beside me. "Can't you do it better?" "Sure, ma'am." I begin taking off the paper. What a waste. And I pull a new piece off the roll. I have to share the space with the other worker who is helping keep up with the line, and our counter is tiny, but I manage. "You don't have a box?" "No, ma'am, we don't offer boxes as part of our free gift wrap." I finish the second wrap and again try to hand her the gift, somehow still smiling. Karen points to paper. "See how this side sticks up? I don't like that. I only say something because the child's grandmother will be there and I want the gift to be pretty." I wonder, is the gift for the grandmother or for the baby? "Ma'am, I really can't do anything about that due to the shape of the box and the shape of the toy. We do have gift bags for sale if you would like. I could put some tissue in it for you. Again, not really supposed to do that, but we always have tissue paper behind the counter." "No, it's fine. Just fix the side." "I'll wrap it for free one more time." At this point, the cashier, who is my boss and the owner of the store, turns to me and says, "Don't wrap it again, you're done." He turns to the lady and says, "We gift wrap for free, not for show. Take it or return it." She took it, red-faced and mumbling about how she probably shouldn't have made a stink about something free. Today's final story shows us a Choosing Beggar student who wants their tutor's bank account details. Is this a scam? This story requires some information before we dig in. So, to get some teaching experience and help people in general, I have offered people on Discord Japanese, German, and/or English classes, and teach them the language and everything they need to know. I have had a few mutuals already, and it's going great. Since most of my students are from different countries, I give classes per voice video chat. I charge €5 per hour, and I also write exams for my students to get them prepared on the language and give feedback. I have one student who joined for personal classes around 1 year ago, and he was always paying on time till today happened. Since I haven't received payment yet, I reminded my fellow student of the monthly payment. I went through the hours. This month, the total was higher since we have increased the teaching hours. Suddenly, he starts telling me that I charge way too much for a single hour, and he wants to cut down the hours. I told him that is fine for the future, but he needs to pay for the previous lessons. If he is short on money due to the pandemic, I will wait till he has the money and pause the classes for now. He seemed to have calmed down, but then he told me his PayPal wouldn't work. He says he gets an error message every time he tries to pay, though he doesn't tell me which error it is. I told him that it's fine if the payment is delayed. He can pay me when he gets his situation fixed. He then insists on me giving him my bank account details, the bank number and all that stuff. I wouldn't do that, and I told him that I keep that information private. Just because he is one of my students, it doesn't mean that I'm going to share my private information with him. He became very angry with me, complaining that I didn't trust him and saying that now he can only send the money through my bank account. Friendly reminder, this guy doesn't even live in my country. Apparently his PayPal account got banned, but I don't even know if I should believe him. So after a few minutes of discussing it, I gave him one last option. I told him that he could turn the money into Amazon gift cards or Steam gift cards, whatever, if he really can't send it. I tell him repeatedly that I do not give out my bank details to people on the internet. My student tried to convince me, saying other people have my bank account details, like my boss or the student loan office. If I trust them, I should trust my students, and I should have no problem giving out my bank account details. He kept saying, it is just a string of numbers. He can't do anything with it. That's how our discussion ended, him complaining to me that he has never learned anything useful from me at all. My lessons are badly handled, and I am a scammer for not being willing to give him my bank account details. He then blocked me on Discord, but later he did send me the money through PayPal. This has been John from Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.